I swear, if I knew forgetting one stupid birthday would blow up my entire life, I might have set a calendar reminder. I mean, who loses their mind over a birthday? Anyway, I'm Eliza, 29, and this is the story of how my husband completely overreacted and served me divorce papers just because I planned a much-needed vacation during his birthday week. Julian and I had been married for 5 years. We met through mutual friends at a house party. He was the quiet guy in the corner who kept looking at me. Back then, I thought his shyness was cute. Now I realize he was just boring from the start. Don't get me wrong, he's got his good qualities. He's reliable, has a decent job that pays the bills, and he's not bad to look at, but God, the man has no sense of adventure. His idea of excitement is trying a new takeout place, or watching a documentary instead of his usual crime shows. I'm the one who brings life to our relationship, always planning weekend activities, organizing dinner parties, keeping us socially connected. Between us, half the time I'm dragging him to these things while he complains about wanting to stay home. Like, how pathetic is that? Who wants to waste their youth sitting on a couch? For years, I've been nodding along whenever Julian talks about having kids. Maybe next year, I'd tell him with my best hopeful smile. Truth is, I've been on birth control the entire time without telling him. Kids? With my body? No way. But keeping that dream alive for him meant he stayed focused on our future family instead of noticing how bored I was getting. His mother, Eleanor, is another story entirely. That woman watches me like a hawk, always making little comments about how I keep house or questioning why we don't visit more often. Eliza, dear, Julian loves my pot roast. You should really get the recipe. To her face, I'm the perfect daughter-in-law. I'd love that, Eleanor. You're such an amazing cook. In my head, this old bat can take her pot roast and shove it. Everything changed when I got a Facebook message from my college roommate, Piper. She was organizing a girls' trip to Tulum, 10 days of beaches, clubs, and freedom from husbands and boyfriends. The group chat exploded with plans, and suddenly I remembered what it felt like to be excited about something. "Who are you texting?" Julian would ask, glancing over as I laughed at my phone. "Just Piper and the girls," I'd say, angling the screen away. I started checking his phone at night, too. Not because I was suspicious, but because I needed to make sure he wasn't complaining about me to his friends. A quick scroll through his messages while he was showering became my nightly routine. When I mentioned the trip, he got that look on his face. The one that said he was going to be difficult. "That's the second week of June, right?" he asked, frowning at his planner. Of course, he keeps a physical planner like it's 1995. "Yeah, we leave on the 12th. The rates are amazing that week." "Eliza, you know that's." It's already decided. I cut him off. "The girls have booked everything. It's non-refundable." That was a lie, but I needed to shut down any argument before it started. As the trip got closer, I went shopping for new swimsuits and dresses. When Julian questioned the credit card bill, I accidentally knocked over the vintage model airplane he'd spent months building. While he was busy picking up tiny pieces, I changed the subject. Works every time. The trip was my ticket to feeling alive again. 10 days away from boring Julian, his judgmental mother, and our repetitive life together. 10 days to remember who I was before I became someone's wife. The trip was only 3 weeks away, and honestly, it was all I could think about. Our apartment felt like it was shrinking every day, and Julian's constant questions were driving me insane. "Did you pay the electric bill? Can we talk about the credit card statement?" God, give me a break. I started staying up late, scrolling through the Tulum group chat while Julian slept. Piper had created a detailed itinerary: beach clubs during the day, exclusive restaurants at night, and a yacht party on day 3. I'd already spent nearly $2,000 on new clothes, and I needed at least another grand for spending money. "You've been on your phone a lot," Julian mentioned one night over dinner. I barely looked up. "Huh?" "Just finalizing trip details." I purposely didn't elaborate. The less he knew, the less he could question. "About that," he said, putting down his fork, "I checked our calendar, and that week is—" "Oh my God," I interrupted, rolling my eyes. "If this is about your work thing, I already told you I can't change the dates. Everyone has booked their flights." "It's not a work thing, Eliza. It's—" My phone buzzed with another message from the group chat. Piper asking if anyone wanted to extend for 2 extra days. Yes, I typed immediately, completely tuning out whatever Julian was saying. When he reached for my phone, I snatched it away. What are you doing? I'm trying to have a conversation with you, but you're not listening. Because you're being controlling. This trip is happening. I've already used our joint account for the booking. When my friend Clara texted asking if the trip dates worked with Julian's birthday, I ignored it. Why was everyone so obsessed with his birthday anyway? Turning 32 isn't exactly a milestone. That night, I finally found what Julian had been so weirdly secretive about. His phone lit up with a calendar reminder. Birthday, 35th. Dinner reservations at Valenti's. 35th birthday? How was he turning 35? Wasn't he just 32? Had I really lost track of his age? And Valenti's was that fancy Italian place we went to for our anniversary 2 years ago, the one with the waiting list. For a second, I felt a twinge of something. But then I remembered how expensive my Tulum flights were, and how I'd already paid for the hotel share and excursions. No way was I canceling now. He could celebrate his birthday when I got back. It's just a dinner reservation. I deleted the notification from his phone and decided not to mention it. What he didn't know wouldn't hurt him, right? A week before the trip, everything exploded. I was in our bedroom trying on a new bikini when Julian appeared in the doorway. "We need to talk," he said, his voice strangely flat. "About what?" I continued adjusting the straps. "About the fact that you're leaving for Tulum on my 35th birthday?" I froze for a second, then shrugged. "Oh, is that the same week? I totally forgot." "No, you didn't." He held up his phone. "Clara texted you about it 3 weeks ago. I saw the notification on your phone. You went through my phone?" I gasped, immediately flipping the situation. "That's a complete invasion of privacy. That's what you're concerned about? Not the fact that you're abandoning me on my birthday?" I rolled my eyes. "Don't be so dramatic, it's just a birthday. We can celebrate when I get back." "It's my 35th birthday, Eliza. I made reservations at Valenti's months ago. I invited friends and family." "Well, you should have told me sooner," I snapped. The day before my trip, I woke up excited. I grabbed my phone to check my flight details and froze. "Your reservation has been canceled." I blinked, sure I was misreading. I refreshed the airline app, but the message remained. "Julian!" I screamed, storming into his office. "What did you do to my flight?" He looked up calmly. "I didn't do anything to your flight." After calling customer service, the representative confirmed my worst fear. The reservation was canceled yesterday afternoon and the refund has been processed to the original payment method. "Who canceled it?" I demanded. "The cardholder, ma'am. The primary account holder." I threw my phone across the room. "You canceled my flight. How could you?" Julian finally turned away from his computer. "I needed that money." "For what? To spite me?" "For my father's medical procedure. The one I've mentioned several times over the past month, the one you'd know about if you ever bothered to listen to me." My phone buzzed. A text from Piper. "Is everything okay? You've been removed from the group chat." Before I could respond, another text came in from Clara. "We know what's going on with Julian's birthday. This isn't cool, Eliza." "What did you do?" I turned on Julian. "Did you contact my friends?" "I didn't need to. They reached out to me when they realized what was happening. They knew about my birthday plans. In fact, they helped me plan them." My phone pinged with an email notification. The subject line made my stomach drop. "Julian Thorne versus Eliza Thorne. Petition for dissolution of marriage." I opened it with shaking hands. There they were. Official divorce papers. "What is this?" I whispered. "Exactly what it looks like," he said. "I filed yesterday. Because of a stupid trip? Because of your birthday?" My voice rose hysterically. "No, Eliza. I'm divorcing you because you lie constantly, because you manipulate me, because you disrespect me, because you threaten divorce every time you don't get your way. I'm divorcing you because I checked your messages and saw your plans to meet Ryder in Tulum." The next 24 hours were a blur. I called every friend I had, but nobody would take me in. Piper hung up on me. Clara sent a long text about how disappointed she was. I ended up at a cheap hotel. Desperate, I called Piper one more time. Surprisingly, she answered. "What is going on?" I demanded. Are you serious right now, Eliza? Do you honestly not get it? Get what? Julian has been planning his 35th birthday for months. He booked Valenti's back in January. He invited everyone his family, your family, all our friends. He even arranged for your parents to fly in. My stomach dropped. My parents are coming? We're coming. They canceled their flights yesterday. He asked us to help pick a date that would work for everyone. That's why we planned the Tulum trip for that week, Eliza. We were trying to create a cover so he could surprise you with a vow renewal ceremony on his birthday. The room seemed to tilt. What? A vow renewal for your 5th anniversary, which, by the way, was last month. Another date you apparently forgot. He wanted to renew your vows in front of everyone. He's been saving for it since last year. And the whole time you were planning to be in Tulum, with your ex waiting nearby. 6 months later, I'm sitting in my tiny one-bedroom apartment, surrounded by past due bills. The divorce was finalized last week. The judge took one look at Julian's evidence, the recordings, the bank statements, the testimony from friends, and awarded him everything. I was fired from my job after they received complaints about me falsifying expense reports. My parents offered to let me move back home, but only if I agreed to see a therapist. As if I'm the one who blew up our lives over a stupid birthday. Last month, I checked on Julian through a fake social media account. Bad decision. He's lost weight, grown a short beard that actually looks good, and got another promotion. But the worst part, the absolute worst part, he's dating Clara. My former friend, who apparently had a crush on him for years. Last week, they made it Facebook official. Even Ryder never responded to my messages after the divorce news spread. Yesterday was Julian's birthday, his 36th. I spent the evening scrolling through photos of the party Clara threw him, with all our mutual friends looking happier than he ever did with me. Some people online have suggested I learn from this experience or work on myself, as if I'm the problem. Everyone else changed the rules without telling me. For years, Julian put up with my behavior. How was I supposed to know this time would be different? If anyone should be getting sympathy, it's me. I'm the one who lost everything. My husband, my friends, my job, my lifestyle, all because I wanted one vacation. The worst part isn't the loneliness or the financial struggle. It's seeing Julian thrive without me. He's living the life we were supposed to have, just with someone else. Someone who apparently appreciates all the things about him I found boring. Tonight, I'll pour another glass of boxed wine and scroll through social media, looking at the life I no longer have access to. I'll tell myself that someday they'll all realize what they lost. And I'll ignore the small voice in the back of my mind that whispers the truth I refuse to acknowledge. I did this to myself. But honestly, I'd probably do it all again. Because deep down, I still don't think I did anything wrong. It was just a stupid birthday.